What is up, guys? Albatross here. Today I'd like to talk about New World, and more specifically what I've been up to in the game. A few months ago, Rise of the Angry Earth came out, and it kind of roped me back in. Friends talked me into it, and I've honestly been having a lot of fun ever since. The game has clear issues, don't get me wrong. Like, there are very clear problems that the game has, but it is by far the best state the game has ever been up to this point, and I'm very happy to be playing it. Now, without further ado, let's start talking about what I've been doing to prepare for the launch of Season 4 in a couple days. Now, first things first, there are dailies you can do to get bonus gold. And gold is the big thing that people are needing right now. For a lot of people, it's rather scarce because of how much the inductors and chromatic seals have taken out of the economy. Hopefully this will help you take some of that gold back, or help you push yourself up to be a little ahead of the curve. Now, first things first, what I get on every day, the first thing I tend to do is I will do my Elysian Wild bosses. For those that don't know, on the map here, I'm going to go down. On zone, see any now. People do these pretty frequently, so you might not see them if you look down there. There'll be these little skulls on the map that spawn. If it pops up during the video, I'll pen that and show you, but there'll be these skulls that show up. You can do 2 of them a day, and each one will give you this lost sack of coins. And if you open it, you get 250 gold. Very, very nice. Now, like I said, you can do 2 of these a day. That means that you get 500 gold just from doing 2 little quick bosses. You can solo them. It's very fast, and it's a great way to get a little bit of boost of your income. Now, you can also get these 2 sacks of coin from doing corrupted portals, but I'll talk more about that later on in the video when we get to it. Now, after I kill my 2 bosses, what I'll tend to do is I will go and do a little chest run. My favorite spot to do it is just south of Everfall. Go down here to the Alcott farm. You can loot the chests that are around this little farm, and you can gather the potatoes that are around there, because potatoes are still worth an okay amount of money, and they're nice to have for people that like to cook for food buffs and stuff. Now, anyway, the reason that I do this is because you can get these concealed vaults. You can get 3 of them a day, and they will give you a random amount of gold, somewhere between I think it's 50 and 200 gold, depending on how lucky you are. For example, this one has 187. That's pretty good. That's a good roll. You'll get some motes, you'll get some gold, and you'll get a diamond gypsum if you need gypsum. Right now, all of this together will net you around 800 gold. It's pretty good. Just for this is like 15 minutes of playtime, something that anybody could do every day as long as they want to hop on. Very good for a casual player to try to make some money, right? Now we're going to go into more time-consuming things, something that a person that has more time on their hands can do, and they'll be able to get more out of their daily play. And that is something that not everybody knows about, but you can get a ×10 gold bonus, or just reward bonus in general, on faction missions every day. You get 3 missions that have this multiplier. For example, if we look here, I can get 270 coins from doing this forge run. So I have these 3 accepted. If I do a forge run, that's all 3 missions completed, and that'll net me a little under 900 gold. Very nice, very quick, and you're getting tokens, you're getting rep if you still want rep. Very, very efficient, a great use of your time. Now, with these 3 done, and with the 800 gold on top of that, that's almost 2,000 gold. Not to mention drops you get from doing the dungeon run, and the coin you get just from running it, right? And that tends to add up. Like, if you've got time for multiple runs, you can keep stacking them. Future missions won't have the multiplier, but you get a ton of rewards from that, and it can really start to build over time. You can make a lot of money depending on the dungeon as well. Tempest, for example, if you could speed run it, would net you like over 1,000 gold a run because of how many bosses you'd have to kill. Some of these are better than others, but dungeons are a great way to earn. Now, this is when we go into efficiency, though, because as you know, in dungeons there are chests, and mutations the chests will be end, right? Now, you can get the concealed vaults from looting those chests at the end of a dungeon run. So let's say you don't want to do a chest run, you're not in the mood for that. You do want to do mutations. Well, you can run those mutations, and as you run them, you'll get your concealed vault chests. You won't get all 3 the first run normally, but you will get them after 1 or 2. You know, if you don't get them, if you feel like you don't feel like doing mutations anymore, you can always just transition to the chest run that I mentioned. You don't even have to do it at that place. That's just the easiest place that I've found in my time. And it's right next to the city, and there's lots of stuff that you can do there. Now, aside from that, let's say you don't like to do mutations. Dungeons aren't for you. Totally fair. I get that. Not every day I'm not interested in doing mutations myself. So, what you can do instead is you can try to jump on a world tour. World tours are happening pretty frequently in recruitment chat. I think this is the Merc Guard run. I could be wrong, could be world tour, but anyway, you can just jump on the Merc Guard run and loot chests as the run goes, and you would probably be able to get your concealed bolts doing that. Now, you can also get faction missions or open world dungeons too. So like, let's say for Merc Guard, you can get a quest for Merc Guard and hop on the Merc Guard run. And you could, in theory, complete the Merc Guard quest, get your bonus gold. You could get your concealed vaults for more bonus gold. And of course, you'd be getting the rewards from doing the run. You could maybe get some smelters gear, depending on where you are. You could, I believe in Merc Guard, you can get like a weaponsmith parts. Like that'd be something you could gain. And all of this, of course, adds up into making you more money for your day. Money in this game right now is everything. You need lots of coin if you want to be able to make gains. But that's a way to kind of double dip on your time spent. And World Tours are very, very good right now because as we get into the next season, there'll be a lot of balance changes and people are going to want to make new and different gear. And when they do that, they're going to need stuff like Golden Scarabs, which drop out of Brimstone and Legion Wild. They're going to need Timeless Shards, which come out of the dungeons a lot. And of course, in the open world, mostly just dungeons. And all of this is going to become more and more worth it as we get closer to the expansion. And you'll be able to either save money using that to craft your own gear, or you'll be able to make a profit on people that are trying to craft their gear that haven't done this level of prep, or just don't have the time to gather these resources yourself. All of this will result in a lot of income and a lot of account progression, which I've been trying to prepare for. I've been trying to stock up on as many resources as I can. I've been trying to stock up on coin, and I've been trying to not burn myself out too much before the new season drops so that I'm ready to get up in there and get grinding. For my own purposes, I've been running a lot of Forge because I want to get an Inferno to add to my pile of artifacts I won't use. And depending on your build, see it. And for Forge, you can get pieces dropped that are guaranteed to have refreshing and health on them, and a random third perk. This is really, really good for, let's say, a healer build, or someone that relies a lot on their abilities for their build. That's really, really good. And you just get this from playing the game. You don't need to have to craft anything, and you can get some really strong, very useful pieces. For example, I think that this came from Savage Divide, but it has Elemental Aversion shirking for it and health on it. A really great piece. It's not even 700, it's so good that I still run it. Stuff like that can save you a lot of money on your own crafts, and it is very, very strong. Do not sleep on dungeons. Now, it is worth pointing out that the sacks of coin that you get from doing portals and the sacks of coin that you get from doing there we go. Yeah, these skulls right here. Sacks of coin that you get from doing both are not they're mutually exclusive. So if you get your 2 sacks from doing bosses down here in the wilds, doing a chest run up in Merkgard, for example, and doing the portals will not give you more sacks of coin. You only get 2 per day, and it's the same. But, you know, different kinds of content. One you can do by yourself a lot easier. One worth considering. Now, we talked about how important gold is. A lot of my personal gold income doesn't even really come from gathering. Pardon me. Now, gathering, at least on Castle of Steel, is not super profitable anymore because the market is flooded and demand has gone down as people aren't having to craft as much gear now, right? Because we're so deep into the season. Most of my income is generated by 2 things. One of which is to be expected, you know, selling pieces of gear that I can, getting stuff like Shards of Pride from influence pushes, that kind of thing. And I'll sell that to get a little bit of gold on top of what I'm already doing. The bulk of my income, though, comes from doing Chromatic Seal and Azoth Inductor crafts for other people. People will buy them quite frequently, a lot more than you'd expect. and they're still willing to pay a good amount of money. I'm actually going to buy my steel for today before I forget. Incredibly good to have. Now for next season, I am banking seals because I expect to need them for artifacts that I'm going to need to work with and level up as we get access to them. But you can also sell these for 5 to 10k profit depending on what time of day, what the demand is, that sort of thing. Inductors obviously are a lot easier to sell than the chromatic seals are, but both are incredibly good to make yourself a little bit of extra money if you've got the time to earn the seals and you have the ability to get your hands on the trophies and the outfit, etc. I very early on, when it was expensive, leveled all of my trade skills up, and I lost a lot of money doing it. But fortunately, but now that I have it, I'm able to leverage that to make profit now. Now, if you want to be able to craft for yourself or to try to make profit like I do, right now is a great time to level your skills because a lot of the materials that go into that are very, very cheap compared to how they were before. Now, if you'd like to know how I leveled my skills, how you could save a lot of money doing it yourself, I'm going to make that its own video because it'll be quite long. I'll be going into a lot of like intricacies about how I made my decisions as I leveled up. So if you want to see that video, it'll be linked in the description when it comes out, and it'll probably be linked on screen right now. But until then, you can do it a number of ways. But my way might save you some money. So if you want to check that out when it comes out, by all means, you should subscribe. Anyway, at this point for me, my main focus is to save up on coin, save up on seals for artifact upgrading, and my more longer term goal is to get the upgrades in order to make myself the ultimate combat trophies. Those are very expensive, and that's going to be a longer term thing, probably happening during season 4 itself. Now, I think that's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. Really appreciate it. Consider liking the video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, let me know why. Comments. I plan to make more New World content in the future as I'm really enjoying the game right now. So if you want to see certain things, want to see certain guides, feel free to let me know what you would like me to make. I can do PvP as well because I'm a lot more proficient on this game than I am on BDO. We can do slice of life stuff, kind of like I did for Black Desert as well. Just let me know what you want to see. I'd be happy to make it for those that want to watch. Now, I will see you all next time. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Have a good one.